Alright. Forgot I got off to this crap. These winters are fucking pointless and pathetic. Okay. Ford, Mercy, stop. Can't do wheelies every time I touch the gas from backwards. I get it. You're supposed to build a nice little road literally everywhere you fucking go, but I'm not extending the game to make it 8 times as long. When trucks like this and SnowRunner just do it fine, winches actually worked.
Now that we have those reinforcement plates locked and ready to go, let's save this town. Grab those plates and install them near the Montville shoreline.
So I gotta take a crane over there somewhere. Probably best down through from there. Fuck. didn't even press anything remotely like that, but okay.
Nice work. You saved the town. If they erect a statue in your honor, I hope they get your nose right.
Okay, I'm gonna head over and up there. Scout vehicle, maybe? Yes? Yeah. Wait. No, because I need to go to the castle and there, and I got this one. Go to the castle and there, so maybe I should just take... Well, no, I can start from down there for that. Mind you, if I come back this way, I gotta go to the construction. Yeah, I'll just take this. Provide resources to the oil station. It's close enough, right? That's a receiving problem. Ooh, these are logs. Just free laying here logs. I do have to sell X amount of resources to stations. And I'm going there to sell things eventually anyways. Well, let's grab some stuff. Damn it. Where's the fucking road in? Way back there, okay. What the? Really? Alright, fuck it, logs can stay there.
Let's help Montville get its own fuel going. The route between the Montville administration and the oil station is blocked. That means we need a bypass. Plot that route and they'll be singing your praises. Maybe I'll even get a verse.
Let's see what kind of vehicles come out of here. Let's start. That's a semi. Okay. Is it actually a semi though? It's going down there. Open that area. Monkey. I mean, what do you mean, what am I doing online?
What are you doing online?
I'm fucking always here. I wait for you. Realistically, that's basically it. I sit here during the day and I wait for you, and then after you get off, I sit here during the night and I wait for Taya to get off. Fucking pretty much. Yeah. Fucking basically, that's pretty much what it amounts to. Is I just kind of wait for one of you, and then I wait for the other one of you, and then I wait again. I just fucking that's really all there is for me to fucking do. I mean, that fucking roadcraft thing. It's well, I mean, it's just it's SnowRunner is what it is. Yeah, but I don't know. It just gets old when you're doing the same couple of things kind of thing over and over and over. It's like I've tried to. Well, it's like I don't want to get back into survival stuff because I like survival stuff and that's pretty much just what I will switch to, and that'll be that. And I don't want to make that move. So, well, that's just it. I don't want to go and switch to that fucking solo because I'll stop playing anything else. The issue with survival stuff is it just seems like nobody else sticks to it, and I don't know what else to say. I fully I fully take the rap for not going back to that. I don't really feel like it was a survival game, but I take the rap for not going back to Stardew just because it was one of those things where, with it being timed, I was starting to have issues going back and figuring out what the fuck we were doing when we were taking breaks to it, and that was just starting to drive me nuts. So I fully take the rap for Stardew, but I turned it. Well, aside the main menu, I turned it all off.
Yeah, I'm just now leaving town, so.
Something I would have wanted to finish, but it was just something that, you know, I just
I
go
feel
through it.
like we're more equipped to go back into Stardew, if I'm being honest. Like, we kind of know a little bit now, but it's also one of those, there is no idle time in that game. It's like you have to make sure you are always accomplishing something or multitasking something.
Well, I mean, even well, that's just it. You got to know what you're doing for the day. And that's not that bad because it's like, okay, you know, year whatever, what is our goal kind of thing. Not that hard to accomplish, right? Like set up and just keep driving toward. It's no different than going in a survival game and oh, okay, let's go build our house. You know, like it wasn't hard to stay. It was just when we were switching through and doing that and like two other games at the time, I just found it hard to go back and pick it up and be like, okay, what were we in the fucking middle of? Like I was to the point where I was gonna actually break out a fucking notebook and sit here and scribble it down so we could just pick up and go, which
Yeah,
theoretically would
no,
have worked.
I got you.
But that was just that's what was doing me in for that, and then we were just slowly moving on to other things, which wasn't bad. And like I again take the rap for that because I knew for a fact that Stardew was something you were gonna burn out on for sure if we hadn't included something else. But it was just then we were playing so much of everything else because we were getting into it. I just it just like I said, going back to it was like by the time we went to go back there like a week later, it was like, what the fuck? So then I was just, I'm like, it basically wasted that night to try to figure out where get momentum back kind of thing. Which, again, wasn't bad, but it was one of those things where it was like, taking a break from it for a night wasn't, you know, what it panned out to be. We just kind of ended up slowly switching, and then we involved a couple games because new shit was coming out and whatever, but. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just.
Stardew, I feel like is like a all or nothing.
Well, taking a like having different games mixed in wouldn't have been bad. It was just the fact that it got to the point where it was trying to keep track of where we were because we took such a break from it, kind of thing. Like it was one of those things we just, you know, the
Okay, it's
we ended up moving on because new shit came out and it just made it hard to go back. Like if we would have stayed very like here's a day on this, here's a day on that, here's a day on this, here's a day on that, kind of thing. It wouldn't have been that bad, or even a couple and back, or something. But it was just yeah, we went back to it like after a week, and it was what the fuck, and then we went back to it after a week again. It was like I don't even fucking know anymore. But yeah, that was on me. But no, like I want to go back to survival stuff just because it does. It's something I'll sit here and
scratches an
fucking.
itch.
Well, I like those games in general, and I always have, but it's just it's a mix of I want to go back, but I want to finish it, and I know if I go back myself, I won't finish it, and I trying to go back to it co-op is gonna depend what it is and how it goes, but it's not bad. It's just it's not something I want to start up solo because I know I won't stick to it solo, and that'll just piss me off.
Yeah, for
Just
a
just
while before
just because it'll drag me back into it.
Wildcard pulled all their shit. I was actually going to suggest we do what do you call it? Start out on the fucking island,
Oh
play
yeah,
it,
oh yeah,
let's build it from the back,
I
and then
still got
Wildcard pulled all their shit, and it just drove us bananas.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, basically what the new one is it's basically just a remastered original Arc front to back. That's exactly what it is. Just a remastered Arc front to back. And I love it. I still have it installed. I've had it installed since it hit Game Pass. I
It's
I
also one of
I
those
love
where
Arc.
I can come if we start Arc, we're not going to anything else until we're done.
Well, again,
We love it.
it for me it's between me and between you. The key to our, if we go back to survival games, the key is going to be, it has to become, we figure out what we want to do, whether it's, just be, not saying that'll, stay a thing, whatever, or won't, whatever. I'm just, for an example, because it's kind of a current thing, it would be okay, we go on, and of course that, changes and gets bumped a little bit as, you're not on or I'm not on or whatever, but it's, it would be okay, we're going on to Arc, and then we'll do a day of Helldivers, or if it's one of those days where you're on for like all day on a weekend or something like that, because it worked out or whatever, then it would be okay, well, we do half and half, or we just commit a day and then we do whatever. So like it's we just got to make a plan as to, we stay on this, we stay on that, we jump. It's not, we just get stuck, we get stuck on one or the other for too long, that whatever. Or if we do, considering the type of game that is, we just lean a little heavier into that, but we make sure we're taking the Helldiver breaks or something like that. But
Yeah, kind
e-
of almost like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday is Arc day or something like that.
yeah, whatever, and then shit changes where it's just, oh, we feel like it's, a this day, or, a that day, or whatever. It's not bad. Just it's what's killed us before is we either try to just go right through it, and I've learned that doesn't work for you. And if we take breaks from it, we end up just taking too much of a break that I can't go back to it, because I have this fucking thing in the back of my mind where that's what kills a lot of single player games. It's, I'll sit here and I'll dive into the single player game. That's fine. You guys aren't on for like fucking, 2 weeks because life happens. I'm down a rabbit hole. That's fine. Problem is, you guys come back and I switch off of it for a week or whatever, because you guys are back on, and then I try to go back to it. It's like, and it's time to restart. And this is how I played the first half of Skyrim for about 200 tries. So
Stop her too. I went through a no life stalker too, but it took me about a month to completely get through everything. And now I'm like, oh well, I want to see the different endings and all that. Got an hour in, and I'm just like, what is this?
yeah, see, that's one of those things where I got no problem going back and doing that either. But when I do that, it's one of those, like, I commit to, this is the path, so to speak, and next time I ever play it, then I'll commit to a different path. It's not one of these, like, or if it's like a smaller game with like multiple ending options or something like that, then what I do for that kind of thing is I go through the 90% before I start having to make choices. And then when I get to the choices, I save and I split the files and I just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, the problem with stalker too is your first really where you start building the lines in the sand and picking your faction,
Yeah,
and then
that's
about 25% through the game,
that's what I mean. So that's a different.
and it's just
Well,
like
it's just a
another
bigger
issue I
game to
had
begin
with
with.
that, if you didn't get the version where you for the last mission,
Yeah.
and I was thinking like I could, I'll get out of this, finish the mission, beat the game, and then I'll be able to free roam around the fucking Chernobyl explosion zone as fucking Bucky the tank and be able to explore everything I want. No, when you beat the main mission, the game ends. Like there is no fucking free roam or
Yeah.
anything like that. I'm like, what? Oh, stop it. Because there's nothing that you can do in the last area.
Yeah, that's another thing I try to fucking stay away from is games that kind of talk. I don't know that one thing I have always liked, and I so funny. I'm gonna say this because funny enough, the other day I went through and I don't know I was killing time, and I went through and I saw. I opened something up, looking for group posts and whatever, and because now it shows you that shit in the hub kind of thing is what I'll call it. So I saw at some point I had reviewed a game, and this prompted me to go through my entire fucking library and start writing reviews. I don't know why. So I shit you not, I sat here for hours, not knowing what to do, and that just devolved into, writing a bunch of fucking reviews of games. And I will say one thing I was surprised was, and I left it very neutral. It was either a yes, it was a no, or it was a mid grounds, and here's why I'm knocking points off kind of thing. So things that got like the just straight yes were small little indie story games or whatever, because it's basically it's a you went to push a narrative, like it was a you went woke thing and like leaned on that fucking crutch hard, or you didn't. Like it was, or it was a you did good with the story for what it was. Like it's a dinky little game, sure, but or a story, or mostly cinematic, whatever. You either again did good or you didn't. You had nice art or you didn't, right? And so it pretty much, it was a pretty straight cut and dry of this was either yes and it is what it is for the game, and it didn't push a narrative, or whatever, or it was just outright. It ended up just getting kicked for whatever reason. Like I found now that I've tried to go back to Hell Let Loose a couple of times, there's no servers, there's no player base, there's no nothing unless you were on at like the peak hour. Like unless you're on in like a 2 hour window depending the time zone. I don't know, I was getting into matches with like three other people and that was it.
Sad because I thought when I played Hell Let Loose, I thought it had some decent potential.
I still think it is decent, but it was just one of those things where I don't know, unless I jumped on certain, like, unless I jumped on specific regions at specific times, I was finding like I couldn't get a match anymore. So that pretty much just killed it to I kind of wrote that one and then edited that one, and kind of at the end it's like it's dead now. But prior to that it was I liked this, but this is your problem, like it was good. It was great on PC. I liked it. It did this. Problem was the Xbox side of it. It had a very do what I ask, not what I do mentality. And the example of I'm watching somebody who can build the garrison walk over to not near, walk over the supplies, and then go, someone needs to build a garrison, and just keep strolling. And it's like, bitch, you are the only person over there. Like, it's not like, hey, you tried to tell the guy behind you to do it and kept walking, which still at that point, what do you expect to happen? But it was the fact that it's like you are the only person over there. And so that's what landed it kind of like a mid thing. Is it's like, is it good? Yes. Does it have massive player problems? Yes. You know, and shit like that. And then I went into other things, and it was like Sandstorm. I loved it. They did good. It's got no player base on console because it's a mill sim and it's not a big mill sim. Arma, same thing. It got a mid range because like I like Arma. Yeah, I like Arma. It's great. They did good, and they flat out Arma them like Bohemia themselves have come out and said this is not an Arma. This is a test subject. We want to see how we can do Arma on the consoles as well. And that's flat out what this is. That's why the official has stayed very basic, and the updates aren't, coming out in droves. There isn't a lot of stuff to it. Now it is a mod hub style game for the Xbox for now, because this is just our pilot program. This isn't an Arma, is their own words for it. The developer's own words for it is this isn't, the title kind of thing. And that's fine, whatever. But again, it landed as a kind of a mid range. I like it. This is why I like it. But But well, it's not even just so much player blamed. It was just official is a disaster solely for the fact that it's right now it's designed to be a custom server game. The problem is the shittiest PCs with worse hardware than a console can run most of these custom servers, but Xbox and PlayStation are so badly optimized you can't really join a lot of the custom servers, even the super basic ones, because you're just not optimized enough for it. It becomes very laggy. The other issue with this is if you go play official, well, again, it's good, it's, whatever. The problem is one, there's no night vision, and there's no gamma slider, which means you're going to play against people who either have a special monitor, not some super special, but they have some kind of monitor, and they can just scale it themselves, or they're playing on PC where they do have a slider. And so if you're playing at night, that pretty much kills the game. If you're playing during the day, again, it's good to go on and do whatever, but you can't go on and play because if you do objectives, you are going to get kicked and killed by your own team for completing a game. Um, if you do good, you're going to be punished for it. If you want to go lay in the field and not play objectives whatsoever and just roll around with a sniper rifle, power to you. It's great. It's just it doesn't it's hard to really play unless you have a team, because that's how you protect yourself from getting killed and kicked and whatever. It's one of those things you got to go into with a team. But I found out of all the games, in my nice rant, I found out all the games, the one thing I ended up giving a very positive review to surprised me. Because out of all the things I thought, this is what I loved, especially when it came to survival games. This is what I loved, this is what I didn't, this is, this suffered from, the normal, survival kind of, stigma, whatever, of certain aspects. I found a lot, going through those games especially, I found a lot that were even though I liked them, I wrote a fairly more negative-sided review because I think it suffered from a lot of things. Or I leaned a lot more positive. But again, the one thing I was surprised to write a fairly positive review for was Minecraft. Because I went back and I looked at it and I'm like, what are the issues I see with a lot of these survival games? And what are the things that I wish a lot of things did differently? Like, a thing I credit Grounded for, although it was not the first people to do it by any means, one thing I credit Grounded for, although it has, different fallbacks, is the build system in a way of how simple it is or how complex you can make it in different ways. Like it's easy, but on the other hand, easy to manage, but on the other hand, it's the resource storage. I can pull shit from chests. I can auto drop into chests. I don't have to sort everything. Every time I come back, I don't have to go through my entire inventory and play an hour sorting game. I can go in and just hot drop here, hot drop here, hot drop here. Everything went to its automatic, stacks kind of thing. Everything filtered how it was. If I went to the crafting table, I didn't have to go here, 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 here. It was just bang, crafting table, and it pulled what it needed to from local source kind of thing. I could turn on and off the local source. I give Grounded great credit for that. But um, when I was looking at these kind of aspects, the reason I landed on Minecraft getting such a positive review was I understand, and I had the point of view for the longest time but it's Minecraft. You know, like that sums it up right on its own, right? When you hear it, it's like, but it's Minecraft. And I had that view, and I still do have that view on a side. But the reason I give it so much credit, I think, is because of the fact that it is renewable. And a lot of games don't provide that, especially in the survival aspect, because I can go on and I can play creative and I can build whatever I want. Now, personally, I despise that, but each their own. I can go into survival, though, and do the same thing. But I can go play survival. I can go make myself a little dungeon crawler kind of thing. It's very open ended as to what you can do with it. Um, yeah, in a way, but I do have my bones to pick with it as well. But the thing is, it really does leave you it has hostility, it has hostile mobs and this, that, whatever, and but it's nothing that's going to be game blocking in order, like, kind of like Grounded. I have to go start killing these big creatures, whatever. You can do it in Minecraft, you can not do it. Like, it's nothing, it has challenge in various aspects, but it's nothing that blocks you in any way or makes it severely hard if you're not good at those aspects. You can work around it either side. But it's also, for a survival game, it offers some things that not a lot do. One, you can play on a seed. I like this map, I can go back to this map, I can continue on this map with a seed system, or you can let it randomize, which gives you two pathways, and a lot of things don't do that. It's here's your map, or here's your randomization, and you're never getting it back, and you're never getting it back whatsoever. But, so it allows you that dual aspect there. It allows you that dual aspect of it's got challenge, but it's avoidable, and it allows you that aspect of it can be as infinite or as fresh as you want it. Want to go start a new world? Go start a new world. You can keep your files. They're not massive save files. I've never seen one get fucking corrupt, like ever on that game. I had a deletion issue once, but that's usually rare. Um, but you can go start a new file. You don't want to start a new file? Pick up your old file. But if you're the type of person that, wants a refresh without having to lose everything, unlike most games, or change a bunch of stuff, the thing I like about Minecraft is I can turn in that direction and I can run that way for 7 fucking hours in real life if I feel like it, and be in a completely different fucking world. But here's the thing. I can go back that way and go back. I can start a new world without losing anything. I can start, and it's randomly generated, to a degree, depending what you pick, right? But seed's a seed, but, whatever. But it's randomly generated. I can restart. I can not restart. I can keep my shit. I can, restart to whatever degree I want to, because it's that. So I could make one massive continual map over 20 fucking different playthroughs. Because I can just keep going to a new area. And I can just, look in my head and say, hey, there's the line, don't go back and get your old shit, or whatever. Or I can go back and get something. I can, again, you can start a whole thing anew. You can start anew without starting anew. You can, fucking continue on just from where you were and be like, hey, I did the dragon, I did this, I built that. Here's my little map square. And like I said, you can you can turn around and go right over there and start again right after, or you can come back to it however long later and just be like, all right, got all my shit, don't have all my shit, however I wanted to do it. If I walk this way far enough, there's a new X by X whatever size I decide to explore. That's exactly it. And there's not a lot of games that offer you some challenge with the ability to go around it as well. It offers a replayability level that nothing else really does. And I don't like some of the changes they've made. I don't like certain directions they've taken. I don't like the fact that, hey, look at all this new possibilities of what we're gonna add, blah blah blah. But in reality, they've picked what they're gonna do. Like I don't like the shell game for that. Whatever. I don't like some of the things they have went with, but it is what it is. Everything's got a downfall. But it's just one of those things where I think, they kept their replay ability well. They kept their variance of, what you can do. Like I said, it's one of those things I just surprisingly found myself praising. Because it's Minecraft. Yeah. My one real complaint though is no hardcore mode. As dumb as that sounds, my one real complaint is they won't put a hardcore mode into Bedrock because of that, like, 1 out of a million glitch. That's their reasoning for it. There's like a 1 out of a million glitch on Bedrock where you can basically just have a brain aneurysm and fucking die. And that's why they won't put a hardcore mode in, because there's no way to undo that.
I mean, more realistic, you know, like you said, you can't just be out walking and stuff on a heart attack.
Well, yeah, but imagine having a massive, 10-year world and all of a sudden it's like, ugh! And you can't even open it again. Like, because it's instant. Like, it deletes your file the second you die, right? Like... so it's like, what are you gonna do about it? But well, fucking really, like, but no, I think it's one of those things where and that's really, it. Like, does that not tell you so much with just that phrase? Like, and I still think that it's fucking Minecraft. Like, it's retarded. But on the other hand, it's like, they did so many things so well that I don't feel like they get the praise for, because it is a kid's game, or it is a fan's game, Like, it's not, people don't just pick up Minecraft to pick up Minecraft. It's been a very, it's been a very decided road of, you picked it up because you did or you didn't for whatever reason. Like, it is a fan's game, but... Like Green Hell, I think they did great with it. I think it's pretty. My complaint with Green Hell, though, is it can go so sideways, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. But the reason, it's not just because... But that's the game, and I don't mean it... Like, people hear that and they think, like, well, that's kind of the point. You step on a bug and you do, whatever. My issue is the fact that, from us playing multiplayer, what I thought was really shitty was the fact that if one person fucked up, it fucked up your group. And it wasn't just like, oh, because somebody lost something. It was like, okay, I'm doing perfectly fine. You are across the map. You die. I now suffer psychological fucking issues as if I was over there molesting your body when you died. And caught something or whatever. Like, but now I suffer all these issues. And it pretty much doesn't go away until I give in, which now is going to cause you the problem because you restarted, or, until I slowly fucking beat it. And it's just, I think that was really shitty, because that psychological aspect, like, I loved the idea of it, but I think, like, if well, that and the fact that, well, that's exactly, but it was that mixed with the fact that, like, it's unpreventable in a way that it was like, so I'm doing perfectly fine. I'm starting to get my shit together, whatever. Let's say you slip up, something happens, you die. Well, now all of a sudden I'm in this fucking, like, couple day phase of fighting off fucking monkey ghosts, and fucking the bushes are speaking fucking niggerish and all this other shit. And now if I stop and deal with this and survive it, well then whoopee. But if I don't, now you're gonna have the issue, and then by the time you beat it or you don't, now I'm gonna have the issue. And it's just, and it was that, well, that's what it was. Like, I mean, fucking, I remember that happened to us at one point, and we did it for, like, fucking, we did it for a while before we finally both just decided, fuck this, and reset, because we were only, a hair into it. Like, we reset over that because it was just this consistent loop of one of us or the other one of us. I still think that was great, how fucking... The first time you ever heard that, how fucking concerned you were with that statement. The bushes are speaking niggerish. Excuse, what did you fucking say? I thought that was great. Well, I just thought what your response to it was great. It was just this genuine concern of like, fucking what? That exactly. That's pretty much how it came out, but it was genuine concern in your tone when you said it. But no, like I don't know. There's a lot of things I'd like to go. But why? What am I stuck to? There we go. Wow, that bush was stopping me. But there's a lot of things I'd like to go back to for survivals, but it's one of those things where I know I won't finish it solo because I'll end up playing something else. You know, when you people pop on and I won't get back to it. And again, the co-op aspects, well, the other conversation and just sticking to it and getting through it and the various things or whatever. But so it's like I've been trying to find things to, why are you doing this to me, you stupid fucking thing? So it's just some of those things where I've been trying to find whatever to occupy the off season with, for lack of better words. Your phone cut out.
Finally on the fucking road.
Does that make you happy inside?
Happy that Thursday. Day.
You say that, but well, I mean, I feel like it didn't really learn how to dig. I feel like it just, it's a digger or isn't. Yeah. Surprisingly, Mercy, I would have thought Mercy was going to grow in, like, Mercy was going to start being an issue for digging, and she just kind of never did, which was surprising to me. But Ford, again, also surprisingly, I never thought he would, because this is the same dog that you take him out and it's damp outside and he walks around tiptoeing because he doesn't want to dare touch the dirt or anything, so that was surprising that he did start digging. But well, he didn't really start, he was already older or whatever, but him digging was something that I wasn't really expecting to see, and I got that off. I stopped him from doing that real fucking quick. You sent a picture of him digging? No, unless you just did it. All of his all of the pictures you've sent me consisted of him basically napping or laying there. Of its existence. Hasn't popped up. There we go. Looks like it's on fucking crack. Look, it's looking back at the camera like, you got some more? I dug the hole. You got some more? Well, but it looks like you would hear that, like, screechy kind of tone break, too. Like, you got some more? Well, it's like Ford. Most of the time you look at him, he just, you know, he has a cute little look to him or whatever, but then all of a sudden he gets like that fucking, you know, amped up kind of agitated look to him or whatever. Like, usually it's, you know, because there's, you know, some other animal or something, and he gets that fucking, like, you know, bloodthirst kind of fucking screw loose. But you look at him when he has that kind of look, and it's like, it's a totally different dog. Because you look at him and he's got his ears either slicked back or right up, you know, those shepherd ears. And he's sitting there and he's got, you know, and he's, you know, his mouth is closed and he's just looking at you with his eyes. And he looks like a, you know, just cute, well-behaved dog. And then that screw pops loose. And he's sitting there and he's looking at you and it's like, fucking, the tongue's out a little bit, the teeth are out a little bit. He's got this fucking, like, demented grin and his eyes are super huge, but the fucking pupils are just, like, pinned. And he looks like he's on shit. Like, he looks like he's, like, having some fucking steroid-induced cocaine rage. And he's about to just fucking, you know. Or he fucking... Or you can see it. You can see the thought in the back of his head, and it's like... Homicide. I hunger for violence. You know, like, you can see it in his eyes. Well, you get your work boots off, and then you play with your nuts for 5 minutes, and let the dogs out, and then you get on. That's like 3 hours away. That's my prior statement. That's like 3 hours away. Yes, but you can spend time with them while you spend time with me. Outside playtime for a bit. You just sit there and roll him around on the couch and tickle his fat little belly. And you can tickle your own little belly too while you do it. Where did I end up? The fuck? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, I deserve that. Oh, come on. You know the headset's calling your name. Well, that's what nighttime's for. Exactly. Until you let a fart slip and then, you know, suddenly it's one. No, nothing. Fell down. Fell down what stairs? It's like 2 steps. Like, well, you make it sound like you went to go, like, falling down the stairs, but, you know, it's just... I thought there was... Help! I've been trapped by boxes. Stay high for me. No, you will stay high for me. Mama Pyro says hi. I feel like it's still wrong to say. I feel like it's still wrong to say Daddy Pyro. But before you go, there is one thing we have to sort then. So what is going to end up being the game? What's going to end up being the survival game we mix it in the future? Because it's going to take you weeks to download something. So. Okay, but you can be starting something in the meantime, is what I mean. It'll never be done, but you know. Okay. Still a bye-bye. Pretty sure. I thought the toy car was around here. Is it? That's just a mark on the roof. Oh no, maybe that. Yeah, that's just some on the roof. Yep, just something on the roof. That it? No, that's not it. I don't know what that is. Pylon. I thought the toy car was here. I'm gonna just. I've driven all this way. I'm just gonna look at it, honestly. Okay. Top the building. Over there, maybe? So I am right, it's around here. Just can't. So we're according to the map. Okay, let's... Oh no, I am right. Literally right. Supposed to be literally right here. Is it... Do I just have this one done? I don't remember grabbing one of these, but... Getting, nothing else to... into. Maybe I got this one already? Like, it is right fucking here. Okay. Maybe I got this one? Let's look at... It's not gonna tell me. Okay, well, let's go turn this in. Turn this in, go back up there, build a road. I guess I gotta build a bridge, huh? Bridge and a road. No, I shouldn't need to build any road if I do the bridge section. What else do I gotta do here? Recover. object. Gotta go get to that. There. Let's go back to mountain base then. Let's make some tea. Might make some hot chocolate. I think I gotta use up that milk. Best bet will be climbing up and lifting that from above. Probably gonna tip right over trying to lift it, but What? Deliver? I thought it was going down there. Oh, okay. Doesn't really matter. I could take it up there all the same. After that, I guess I'll swing over and grab some of those logs for that bridge. I'll put on some water to boil and let you two out in a minute. Nope, was the first one. Oh well, there we go. Fixed easily enough. Really? Can't even get on the track. It's gonna make me play this game. Unless we push gates at the repulse. Okay. Got one more side thing to do. I wanted to continue. That's what I get for side thing contributor. Okay. Let's see. You still have, yeah, you still got a little bit of kibble, but we'll give you the rest of your kibble now. And sorry, buddy. Move. Just boiling for some hot water. Hot chocolate should be a treat, but some hot cocoa. But instead, we're just going to have it as something to drink. Into igniting. Okay, you're igniting. What the fuck's going on? There we go. Weird. Okay, and since that is done, put these dishes away. And I guess I promised to let you monkeys out, didn't I? Well, no, because I let you own it. Okay, yeah, let's let you two out here. Let's get back to... Let's let this load back up. Let's load in. I'll go let you two out. Damn, it got warm in here quick with the stove on. Let's finish doing this real quick. Tastes like tea, but it's alright. Cinnamon. Cinnamon. We have that over here for the hot chocolate. And do I have I'm able to make the chocolate here without getting up. So I can put some milk in here. Gotta have a little bit of milk in it. Yeah. Gotta change that fucking light. Weirdest fucking angle. Hopefully I can pour it out of that. Pour it out of that without issue. Just gotta remember not to take a swig of this, because I am not a milk drinker. Each their own, but it ain't me. Start right for the water to boil. Big mercy. Alright. How many logs does that take? 5 log bridge. Which I'm going to reposition. A little better. I can grab the logs from right fucking there. Pile of the ones I dropped. And then I will sell my tokens and move on, because I didn't know I could sell tokens either. Or no, that was buy tokens. I don't know, we'll see. Let's just load you back to that side. And doing this last piece will leave Sunken Done as a whole. We'll be on to a whole new fucking area next time. Pyro claims he's getting on and wait, he said I'm confused. It's 6:30 a.m. So. Well, they look like actual logs right there I could just pick up. Really. I think I got all those sunken cars, so. Or sunken cars, lost cars off of sunken here. Toy cars. I think my water's done boiling. A long zigzaggy road, but we'll get there. I ain't building 2 bridges. If I can help it, I won't be building another road either if I do it this way. I really should check that water though. Let's just get this delivered. Oh yes, you're very boiled. This. Okay. Chocolate mix. Fucking hell. Some cinnamon. Hot water. Back. These pipes. Alright, let's see what we got. Mr. Roro. Mr. Lossipoo. That sounds like a porn name. You gotta go fire first. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Well, I thought that's what you were doing. Oh yeah, definitely break that habit. Needy's nice and all, but in some ways, not others. The fuck was that? It giggles? That didn't sound like just a. That didn't sound like just a squeak. I swear it didn't sound like just a ee. I heard ee. Like it didn't even sound like you rapid squeezed it. It sounded like some fucking gremlin just giggled about fucking touching a fucking giant Asian titty. Or whatever just happened to you. Okay. So before all of that, you're figuring out what really you're stuck together. We'll deal with you later. Save this. Jump on with Roro. Game Pass titles you have.